Hello everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We're diving in deep to one of the newest releases from one of my favorite craft distilleries. Buckle up. It's about to be a fruity ride. It's white port cask finish Chattanooga, baby. Whoo! I hope you're as excited as I am, because hold on. Look at the gosh dang color on this. Look at that. 95 proof, and this sucker is red dark. Red dark. I don't know if you can see it. Look at the redness coming out of that sucker. I couldn't contain my excitement about that. Big shout out to a couple people. First off, before we start, big shout out to Ralph, aka the Professor, for the clear Glencairns to display the color. Look at that. What 95 proof bourbon looks that dark in a glass? Dang. So thank you, Ralph, for the clear Glencairns. Big shout out to Ken Wicker for providing actually a sample of this bottle. That I tried, didn't film that one, but I did try, did like it. Sorry if that spoils some things, but we're gonna get into more in-depth information, so hang tight. But big shout out to James Street. Thank you, sir, for sending this to me. We just don't get these in PA, so thank you, James. I really appreciate it, sir. I'm gonna cherish this bottle just like some of my other Chattanoogas. So the lineup tonight, we're gonna go over some tasting notes of this, and we're gonna compare it to the Bib, which is I consider kind of their best standard offering, if you will, 2 times a year. And then we're going to compare this to my favorite Chattanooga ever. It's a single barrel of their SB091 mash bill, coming in at 118.9 proof, compute 59.45% alcohol by volume. So this sucker here is white port cask finish. And it is a bourbon. So I'll link it above. I think I did a video on it. They did a Cabernet cask finish that I found absolutely horrid. I nearly threw up after tasting it. That was a straight malt whiskey, though, finished in Cabernet cask. This is a bourbon. So it's finished in white port. You know what else was finished in white port? Last year, the Midwinter Night's Dram Encore, maybe it was 2 years ago, was their 10th anniversary, whatever, that crap. That was finished in white port instead of the regular port. But now here's a much less expensive bottle. This was about $60 somewhere in there. So budget friendly for most of us that are into limited edition bourbons. Straight bourbon whiskey finished in white port casks. 95 proof, compute 47.5% alcohol by volume. There's a batch number here, and I know a lot of people are caring about that since Cam started that debacle over the Elijah Craig barrel proof on Drums and Drams. This is 24A25R. So, if you have that one, you follow along. Real facts here, because this was really interesting to me. Mash bill is B005, SB091, which SB091 is my favorite mash bill of theirs that I've had individually. I haven't had them all. That one has less malty flavor, which is a plus for me since I'm not a single malt guy, right? And then R18016. Don't know what those mean. I'm not going to look them up either. You look them up. Look them up on the website. Cooperage 53-gallon toasted and charred oak barrels. Non-chill filtered. Douro Valley white port barrels. I believe that's Portugal, but could be wrong. Age greater than 5 years, with a finishing time of greater than 2 years. So this is a 7-year at minimum product from Chattanooga. You just don't get them that old from them, okay? Most of their stuff, their single barrel here says greater than 4 years. Their bibs are 4 years old. I mean, this is a 7-year. Could be older. Could be an 8. We're getting into it. I know you want to know the facts. Is it good? How's it nose? How's it taste? Should I buy it? Let's give it a nosing. Sweet heavens, that smells fantastic. essence of bourbon candy. If bourbon was made into a candy lolly, this is it right here. There's so much peach, so much cherry. Just like a red fruit, like fake strawberry preserves, you know? I'm getting all kinds of fruits on this. That's the port. I mean, it is phenomenal. It smells like a stick of juicy fruit gum, fresh. Just a fresh stick. You just threw it in the mouth. This smells phenomenal. Let's give it a sip. Oh my God, is that good? Oh, the finish is still going. This is thick on the mouth for 95 proof. I'd say it drinks about 100, 105. I think it drinks hotter than 95. It's very oily. So flavors are just there from the nose. It's a lot of like strawberry, cherry, peach, port, right? I mean, it's white port finished. And then just like some red fruits and a lot of caramel. And the high malt note plays well here, but it's very subdued. It's wow. A+++ rating from Bourbon Bill. Absolute buy. Man. So I think Ken, from the sample he sent me, I think he said he finished his bottle in like a week, and I can see it. This drink's dangerously easy and dangerously good. It smells sweeter than it is on the mouth. I mean, it is a sweet fruit bomb on the palate, but it smells sweeter than it actually comes across on the palate. It's just phenomenal. Let's see how that compares to the bib. So, to be fair, this is spring 2019 bib. So that'd be last year's spring. So if you don't recall, bibs, they do spring and fall. This year's will be 2020, spring and fall. Haven't seen the 2020 spring. I generally prefer the springs over the falls. I did have a bottle of the fall, but I drank it. I tried to save this one because I preferred the spring last year over the fall. Shout out to Ralph. Again, we got our clear glasses here. So, I just want you to note the color difference here. Okay, now I know that one's finished and older, but here's 100 proof. Here's that. Here's the white port. Do you see how much darker this white port is? This also smells sweet. And the stone fruit, but just missing all that red fruit, a little bit of chocolate. It's missing all that cascade of flavors off the white port finish. Let's take a sip. Very good. Wow. Forgot how good these are. Again, this comes across just kind of like very fruity, a little bit of caramel. Kind of like frosted flakes going on there in the back end. I get predominantly like a stone fruit on this, not a red fruit. This, though, the finish is shorter, okay, and the mouthfeel is not as great as this port. Wow, the port wins. The port wins. So, if you're a fan of the bib, because you like those sweet, fruity flavors it puts off, do yourself a favor and find one of these ports. You're not paying hardly. I don't think you're paying any more than you're paying for these. I think they're the same price, and that's much better. All right, now, in another clear Glencairn tonight. My favorite Chattanooga of all time. How will the port stack up, or will it supersede this bad boy? This was a single barrel, also courtesy of James. Actually, all these were from James. So thank you, James, for this entire video tonight. This was a single barrel of the SB091, which that was my favorite. Nearly 119 proof. Now, I mean, you don't get Chattanooga at cask strength hardly at all. So this is a special treat. Especially that single barrel. That was from 2023, I believe. Let's give it a nosing. Oh man, this just brings a little bit of oak. A deeper, darker, richer caramel. I mean, it's not as old, we know, but I mean, wow, if this had port in it, these would smell identical. Wow, I mean, I do love the nose on this. It's deeper, darker, richer caramel. It's got a little bit of oak to it. Even a little bit of a char note in it I like as well. Let's take a sip. Oh my gosh. Wow. Just a caramel fruit bomb. Such rich Werther's Originals on the palate. Just a little bit, a hint of barrel char and oak on the back. Wow, it's good. Man, I mean, long finish. Definitely nice and thick with the proof there. Now back, so we're talking nearly 120 to 95. Back to the port. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 95 feels a little bit oilier. Oh, and the flavors are so rich. They're just a little bit different. Uh-oh. Do I have a new favorite? I think I do. Sadly, I think this has been replaced by this. It's so dang good. And I'm not much of a finished bourbon guy. If you follow this channel, I'm much more a finished rye guy. In fact, wow, this is so good. Definitely 100% get one of these. This single barrel is still very good. If you're not a fan of finished bourbons and maybe port flavor isn't your thing, this will still be your number one. And for me, it's close. I might be day dependent. These are, you know, within a doll hair of each other in terms of closeness. But I'm just digging this port finish tonight. There's just the breadth and depth of that fruit flavor, and the fact that it's so oily and thick, even at 95 proof. This barrel proof here did not make that feel thin. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I don't have much, you know, finished bourbons. Like, what can I compare that to besides these beautiful Chattanoogas? I don't know. Oh, wait. How dare I? It's Angel's Envy Cask Strength Bourbon finished in port barrels. A $230 MSRP bottle. Here it is tonight. Now, maybe these are $250. I don't know. $230 hair to $250 hair right here. Angel's Envy Cask Strength Bourbon finished in port. Is there an age statement? Oh, no. No. Is the price almost $200 more than this bottle? Yes. In terms of limited editions, I don't know how many of these they put out a year. This says a 6 to 10 barrel batch size, but they have a batch number. So they probably did more than one batch of this. Now, I like this bottle a lot. Go watch my review of it if you haven't. Well, I think the price is ridiculous, but I did enjoy what was in here. Thanks again, Tim Buma, for this one. Ralph, thanks again. Another clear one tonight. Sorry for those who like the colors. I thought it was important to see the color of the bourbons tonight. And here's going to be the problem. Okay, now this cask strength is 118.2. Compute 59.1% alcohol by volume. Now, here's the Angel's Envy cask. Here's the Chattanooga port. And I'll be, if the Chattanooga port ain't just as dark, if not the slightest bit darker, at 95 proof, both finish in port. What does that tell me? That tells me that they're finishing this longer in the port barrels than this. And that should not be for the price difference. But we don't know. Much more like stale vanilla graham cracker now on the nose. The port comes through, but this is very vanilla, like... There's a red fruit there, but the vanilla notes come to the forefront here. Vanilla and caramel I'm getting as like the predominant note. And there it is. There's like just like a deep, rich, like red fruit note undercurrent, but it's below like the vanilla and the caramel. Chattanooga port. Honestly, honest to God, the Chattanooga port smells better. It smells better. For $200 hair less, it smells better. Now I know smell isn't everything. All right, Angel's Envy down the hatch. Angel's Envy is good. Very raspberry vanilla. What I was getting tonight. I don't think I said that before in my other videos, but this bottle's half gone. Very raspberry vanilla on the palate, with a lot of caramel. A lot of caramel. Very thick on the mouthfeel. It's very velvety smooth going down. Super long finish. This has, I forgot, this did have a super long finish. Now, coming off that super long finish and velvety, can the Chattanooga port hold up on the palate? Because knows why she is. Alright, down the hatch. Oh, man. This is closer than I really would like it to be. Wow. This is also very thick. It does not feel thin. Again, does not feel thin off one of the thickest bourbons I've had. The finish isn't quite as long. Okay, and that's obviously because of the proof. But the flavors are brighter cherry, brighter strawberry, brighter raspberry, with a little bit of chocolate and the caramel. But I just did a little back and forth, and I gotta give the win to the Chattanooga. What the hell just happened on this? This is a $50 bottle, maybe $60, I forget. $50, $60 bottle. I can't believe. I mean, I think this bottle's better, honestly. Tonight for me, the Chattanooga White Port was better than this $230, $240, $50 hair bottle of Angel's Envy. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, whew. I would have thought the Angel's Envy would have edged it out, but it just, I don't know, it didn't. I mean, they were very close. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't like, well, this is a blowout winner. No, I did a little back and forth. But this $50 or $60 hair bottle just crushed a bottle that cost $200 more. Okay? What are you doing? Get off your chair, go find one of these, buy it. Even if you have to pay a little bit extra, get one of these bad boys. But damn if this ain't a shame for Angel's Envy tonight. That is a price shaming. I forget who owns Angel's Envy, but you really need to rethink what you're doing. What you're putting on these bottles ain't good enough. When your LE gets trumped by this LE for like so much less. Oh man, what a hitter bottle. Thank you again, James, for this. Absolutely love it. Now, my new favorite Chattanooga bottle. Thank you, Ken, for the sample. To know I loved it, and to wish I had a bottle, and now I got a bottle. And thank you, Ralph, for all the clear glens tonight to show all you fans the color differences. So if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button. Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening.